Welcome to Westlake High School in the Lion's Den, as we have Westlake High School squaring away in this championship game against Lithonia High School. Lithonia in all white with black trim, black numbers. Westlake in all blue with white trim and white numbers. We just tipped off right here at the Peach State Classic, and we are just underway. Here are the starting lineups for Lithonia. For Lithonia, you have Rodney Chapman, Stephen Dunn, Traheem Freeman, Taylon Patterson, and Jordan Smith. For Westlake, you have Michael Durr, James Lewis, Daniel Lewis, Rakenas Wright, and Rakeen Wilkins. So those are your starters. We'll get more into them as the night goes on. We have an early lead by Lithonia. Here comes Westlake. Westlake, far side of the court. Hurd hoists up a three.
Hurd, this team goals is Hurd goals.
Back the other way. Here comes Westlake. Here comes Lithonia. Far side of the court. Freeman passes the ball inside to Smith. Smith gets fouled on the play. He'll go to the line for two. Smith, 6'8", 225-pound junior.
Smith is nice size prospect there.
Lithonia, 11-1 on this young season. And their 4A classification, Region 6, they're 8-0 and leading the region currently. He hits the bucket. Back the other way now. Here comes Westlake. Right top of the key. Over to Lewis. Daniel Lewis. Far side of the court to Wilkins. Back to Lewis. Back to Wright. Setting up the offensive right, trying to get the ball inside to Wilkins. Wilkins drives a little floater, and I believe it's a charge on the play. That's Wilkins' first foul of the evening.
Nice job by Taylon Patterson stepping in, taking that charge.
We have a full court press early by Westlake. Lithonia's able to break it. They get the ball inside to Smith. Smith gets rejected. Back the other way, here comes Westlake. Lewis, far side to Wilkins. Wilkins, back to Lewis. Lewis hoists up a three, it's no good. Back the other way, here comes Chapman. Chapman setting up the offense.
Picked up his dribble in a tough spot there.
Nice give and go and play, but it's no good for Freeman. Cannot connect on the layup. Back the other way, here comes Lewis. Excuse me, that's right. Far side of the court, it is a three, is no good by Hurd. Hurd on the rebound. I believe that Stephen Dunn commits the foul for Lithonia. 6:01, 3-3 your score in this first period of action at Westlake. Top of the key. Here's Wright. Wright passes it to Daniel Lewis. Back to Wright. Lewis at the top of the key. Back to Wright. Wright, double team, puts up the floater, no good. Wilkins follows it, and he gets fouled on the play.
Thought Wilkins was going to give us a highlight deserving of the last name of Wilkins here in the Atlanta area. When he went in for that tip dunk, was unable to bring it in.
As Raheem Wilkins, by some, is ranked the 31st best player in the state of Georgia for the 2016 class. 6'6", 185-pound junior. Real long and lanky player. The second shot is good.
And he loves using that length to get to the rack. You know, he's not a guy that has that height It gets you optimistic, and then he just wants to jack a bunch of threes. He tries to use that length to get to the rack as much as possible.
Full court press, and Wilkins picks the ball off to Lewis. Lewis over under the basket, backside to his brother Lewis. To Wilkins. Wilkins over to Hurd. To Daniel Lewis. Far side of the court.
Dirk wants that ball on the inside. He's got what they call the mouse in the house. Now they don't have it any longer. For a second, he had number 1 Chapman guarding him. Now Jordan Smith's back over there.
Straight to the bucket. Lewis can't connect. We have a foul on the play. I believe Rodney Chapman, no, excuse me, that's Tylene Patterson commits the foul. As Michael Durr will go to the line to shoot 2. Michael Durr, 6'9", 210-pound sophomore. Misses the front end of the shot.
Yeah, and they couldn't get the ball to him inside there. Hurd normally does a pretty good job of doing that. While they've got the young sophomore Lewis who runs the point. Hurd, really a big leader on this team. When that big fella's sealing off down there and calling for the ball like that, you want to be able to reward him.
Second shot is good. Westlake in their full court press. Lithonia able to break it. Far side of the court, and Freeman hoists up a 3, is no good. Rebound by Patterson, but now comes Westlake. Westlake behind the back. Raheem Wilkins goes up, can't connect. Back the other way. Lithonia. Lithonia floating layup. Chapman can't connect. Here comes Westlake. Pull up jumper by Lewis. Lewis can't connect. Back the other way. Here comes Lithonia. Pass the ball inside. It'll stay the Bulldogs' ball.
I think we're going to see some good plays by the time this one is over and done.
A lot of long, athletic players on this court. Chapman checking the ball in to Lithonia. Back to the top of the keys, Freeman. Freeman hoists up a 3, airballed it. Nice save by Robinson, but he can't keep the ball in. It'll go back the other way to the Lions.
They say sometimes the toughest shots to hit are the ones where you're completely wide open. That seemed like the case there for Joshua Nixon. He's definitely a better shooter than that last shot indicated.
You have too much time to think about it sometimes.
Right.
Top of the key, here's Lewis. To his brother, right.
Actually, my apologies on that. That was number 4, Freeman, not Nixon, on that last shot.
We have a foul on the play. As number 4, Freeman commits the foul. Here comes Daniel Lewis, top of the key. Over to Wright. Wright setting up the offense. Back to Lewis. Looks like they're trying to get the ball inside to Durr. Driving. Double teamed and stripped by Chapman. Chapman hosts a wildly thrown ball to Jaquez Henry. Can't connect. Back the other way, Westlake. Daniel Lewis shoots a 3 in and out of the bucket. Back the other way. Freeman can't connect. Here comes Wright. Wright shifting. Can't connect on the layup. Wilkins puts one up. Does not connect. Back the other way. Here come the Bulldogs.
These guys
to Chapman.
These guys are both doing a good job of attacking. The shots just won't fall for either team right now.
I love teams driving to the bucket. Chapman, pull-up jumper, connects on the 2-pointer. So many good things to me can happen driving to the bucket, whether it be force the foul, go to the line. So many more opportunities for the offense. Here's Wright. Over to Wilkins. Back to Wright, setting up the offense. Over to Daniel Lewis. Lewis gets double teamed inside to Wilkins. Over to Hurd. Hurd for threes, no good. Wilkins on the rebound. Nice save. Back over to Lewis. Lewis drives to the bucket and is good for 2.
Good take right there. Got his best contortionist impression on there.
Here comes the Bulldogs. There's a foul. I believe Wright commits the foul. Rodney Chapman will check it in for Lithonia. Here comes Warren. They get the ball inside. Nice little spinner there, and good. Nice play by Jaquan Henry. Here comes Westlake back the other way and Hurd. Back to Wilkins. To Hurd at the top of the key, pass to Daniel Lewis. Lewis drives to the bucket. Back to Wilkins on a wide open pull up. Hurd, far side to Daniel Lewis. Lewis hooks a 3 and it's good. Nice ball movement there by Westlake as Lewis is able to connect on the 3. Here comes Lithonia. Chapman, top of the key. Looking at a 2-3 zone. Gets the ball to Dunn. Back to Chapman. Getting the ball inside to Henry. Henry, a jump ball. Going back to Westlake. Here comes Westlake. Hurd setting up the play. Over to Lewis. Lewis for 3. Air balls. Rebound by Lithonia. Here comes Dunn. Dunn. Pass the ball. Over to Warren. Warren can't connect. Still Lithonia's ball.
Coach Darren Rogers, head coach at Westlake High School. Coach Hilda Hankerson and the Lady Lions have already secured their championship here at the Peace State Classic, trying to make sure the boys' side follows suit.
And there's a foul on the play. Westlake's ball. We have a sub now as Henry's just committed the foul and is checking out. Denarius Wimbley checks in for Lithonia. Lithonia, all white, black trim. Westlake, all blue, gray and white trim. Hurd, top of the key. Pass the ball over to Rodney Lewis. Back to Wilkins. Over to Hurd. Hurd driving straight to the bucket. Finger roll is no good. Going back to Lithonia. 10-7, 8.8 left in this first period. Here comes Chapman. Passing the ball over to Warren. Warren, pull-up jumper, does not connect. Put up, and it is good. Looks like the bucket will count as Stephen Dunn puts it up. Great high action, high energy first quarter as you have Westlake leading 10-9. We're going to the second quarter and we're going to take a break right here on SUV TV.
Because everything I do needs to be fast.
I run nationwide.
On the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network.
I'll pay $40. No surprises.
I am Metro. Because I have to be fast, and fast wins.
Riding on that nationwide T-Mobile network.
It's not rocket science. Fast nationwide for $40. Period.
Welcome back to Westlake High School. We're in the Lions Den as Westlake clings to an early 1-point lead over Lithonia as we start this second period of play. It's been a fun first period. A lot of action, a lot of running, high volume, a lot of movement, fun to watch. As Chapman, top of the key for Lithonia. Pass over to Dunn. Back to Chapman. Setting up the offense. We have a timeout now by Lithonia. With that timeout, we're going to take it with them right here on SUV TV. Welcome back to SUTV. 7:40 left before half. Lithonia squaring away against Westlake. Going back the other way? Nope. We got a turnover now. Back, pull up, and we have a foul called as Denarius Wimley goes to the line to shoot two.
It's interesting because when we looked at the girls' championship game, we talked about pace and which pace favored which particular team as far as Douglas County and Westlake were concerned. I think you got it, for both sides. This is a pretty even matchup as far as both teams really being able to get up and down. Scrappy guards out there that can really push the tempo and be on your face on the defensive end. I think this can really go either way, and I think it's going to be a dogfight until the very end.
As it seems like both teams are comfortable playing either style, whether it be that fast pace or that half-court offense. Wilkins, top of the key, over to Lewis. Daniel Lewis. Far side over there by the bench. Back to Wilkins. Wilkins pull-up jumper. Can't connect. Back the other way. Here come the Tigers. The Bulldogs. Ball over to Robinson. Christian and Robinson checks in. Can't connect. Back to Chatham. Chatham. Passes the ball to Warren. Warren can't connect. Back to Chatham. Chatham passes the ball inside to Dunn. Nice ball movement there for the Bulldogs.
Lithonia, a good team just like Westlake. You give them that many opportunities per possession, more times than not, they're going to come away with a bucket.
Westlake now driving, gets swatted away. Lewis went up for the shot, but swatted away and blocked by a Bulldog defender.
I look for Jared Hurd to get more involved for Westlake. He does a good job of not forcing the issue, even though he can do multiple things out there for the Lions.
Hurd, pass the ball over to Lewis. Lewis for three, in and out, cannot connect. Now we have a foul called. I believe Kelvin Simon committed the foul for Westlake. That's his first. Here comes Warren, far side of the court. Back over to Freeman. Freeman getting the ball inside. Pull up, and Robinson cannot connect. Back to Lewis and Westlake. Over to Hurd. Hurd to Wilkins. Getting the ball inside. Little runner. No good for Clavin Crooms. Here comes Lithonia. Warren gets the ball inside to Wimley. Wimley back out. Back over to Freeman. Warren. Looks like they're trying to get the ball inside. Pull-up jumper is no good. Freeman can't connect on the basket.
And they had a nice shot inside. The big fella too unselfish, played hot potato with the ball. He passed out of a wide open layup. Well, I won't call it wide open. He had a defender there, but could have used his body to get that layup easily.
As Westlake drives to the bucket, Hurd can't connect. It's staying Westlake's ball.
And that's what I'm looking for Hurd to do more of, as we see Coach Corker there for Lithonia has done a great job with this program. Turned some heads in the process, but that last play, it went out of bounds, but you saw what Jared Hurd did. Might not have been able to score, but he drew a lot of attention, nearly opened up the opportunity for an offensive rebound and putback. But that's what he can do. That guy can twist through and really weave himself into the third level.
Lewis over the side of the bench, trying to set up a pick, I believe. He calls for it, he gets it. Lewis drives back over to Simon. Simon can't connect. The Bulldogs ball. As no, that's Hurd commits his second foul now.
As you can see, the youngster, Daniel Lewis, getting some instruction there on the sideline. A good player for Coach Rogers and his Westlake team, but kind of learning some of the adjustments he can make as far as trying to force the pass in there like he did with Simeon that last time.
As Lewis is a sophomore, 6'3", 175-pound sophomore. Here comes Wright. Over to Hurd. Hurd driving straight to the bucket. Nice weave in and out of traffic, and finger rolls the ball in.
That's what he does. That's what he does, what they need him to do more of.
Pass the ball over to West. Here come the Bulldogs. Bulldogs to Dunn. Dunn stepping back out to set up the offense. To Warren. Warren looking to get the ball inside there to Smith. The ball gets the ball to Smith. Smith's at the free throw line. Scramble, ball on the ground. Leave timeout. Westlake. Westlake gets the timeout with 3:58 left before half. It is 12-13 Lithonia. We're going to take a break with them right here on SUV TV. $3:59 left before half. We've had a dandy going on back and forth right now between Westlake and Lithonia, where Westlake is down 1 on their home court to Lithonia.
Nice hustle there by Freeman. Ty Freeman there, popular name in the Atlanta area, with Ty Freeman being the official sports photographer of the Atlanta sports scene, it seems like.
Very, very true. Lewis hands the ball off, tried to a little fancier the pass, ends up kicking the ball loose. Dunn couldn't handle the ball for Lithonia, back the other way. Now Westlake. Very fast-paced type game this evening, and is that expected by both these teams to play this up-tempo, high-paced game if possible?
Yeah, I think when you look at both teams, neither one really has a big fella that's just going to put his back to the basket and be able to deliver you points. I think both teams really feed off of their guard and wing play, so you're going to have it be up and down when it's a matchup like this.
Let those athletic players drive, do what they do, set things up. Back the other way. Here comes Lithonia. Warren. Warren over to Dunn. Dunn now back over to Freeman. Freeman to Warren. Warren top of the key, setting up the offense. Trying to get the ball inside. Can't. Trying to get, looked like they're trying to get the ball to Patterson there. Trying to reset now. Get the ball inside to Patterson. Nice lay-in by Patterson. Ball movement. That was just a great setup for that play. Here comes Wright. Back the other way for Westlake. Ball hoisted up. It's a 3. Nice shot by your man, Marcus Hurd.
Hurd, man. I mean, we've been able to see Hurd on SUV TV so many times, whether it's in the Westlake uniform or in his Georgia Stars uniform, which is where he plays summer ball, but it's just what the young fella's able to do.
He's become a star of SUV TV over the last few years. Got a sub now coming in. As Hurd catches a breather. You got Daniel Lewis checking back in.
Yep, that's not a bad move there by Coach Rogers to make sure he gets Hurd a breather. It's going to be one of those drag him out kind of games. So
you need him fresh for that fourth quarter where it looks like it's going to be close. Minute 40, 17-15, Westlake on top. Here's Lewis. Lewis driving to the bucket, gets double teamed, far side of the court. Pass the ball over to Wright. Wright hoists a 3, and it's in and out. Back.
And it's tough. I think this is also an opportunity. I want to see how Westlake responds with Hurd being on the bench. I think he's provided them the most stability that they've had this game.
Yeah, he's created the offense. As Wilkins strips the ball, finger rolls in and gets fouled. Goes in, trying to complete a 3-point play. Minute 20 before half.
That guy has to give Coach Rogers an optimistic outlook as far as I'm sure he's focused on this season, but beyond this season to be able to have a fella of those dimensions on his roster. You're looking for some good things for Raekwon Wilkins over the next couple years.
Can't help get excited. He's only a junior, so he's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger going into next year. Back, here come the Bulldogs, Chapman. I believe that was a out of play, tipped off by Westlake. Still Lithonia's ball. Top of the key, here's Chapman. Chapman over to Dunn, back to Chapman. Chapman hoists a 3 up way outside the line. Doesn't connect. Nice play there by Wilkins for the go up, get the rebound. He gets fouled on the play. I believe
little hurt over there. He's going to go straight to the bench. No correction. He's going to stay in the game.
Patterson commits the foul. That is his second foul. 57.9 before half. 19-15 Westlake.
Wilkins still a little shaken up. He's going to shake it off.
As he's already got that one hand wrapped. I believe his thumb, is wrapped already. As he connects on the first one.
Just speculation, of course, but it looks like that's what's ailing him currently as well. Tell you what, sometimes you never realize how sensitive or painful your fingers can be until you jam one of them or hurt them a certain way.
It escalates. Wow, my finger really does hurt. Here come the Bulldogs, getting the ball inside, pounding it. Nice ball movement as Robinson passed the ball to Patterson for the bucket. Rodney Lewis over to Daniel Lewis.
So stick with us at halftime. We'll get thoughts on the game from Team SUV member Ryan White. Stick with us during the half.
As there's a foul called, a blocking foul, I believe, on Rodney Chapman. That is his third foul already. As Rodney Lewis goes to the line. Rodney Lewis, 5'8", 150-pound freshman. 15 seconds before half. Lithonia setting up for that final shot. Chapman at the top of the key. Over to Warren. Back to Chapman to Warren. Chapman driving, finger roll at the buzzard is no good. So as we head to half, it is 21-17 Westlake. Be sure to stay tuned.
Look at this Raekwon Wilkins still on the Metro PCS instant replay and one. Fella too long, too strong on that play. Give him the three-point play the hard way.
We're going to head to a break, but be sure to stay tuned as you're going to have some inside look and breakdown of this game, and then you'll have the second half right here on the SUV TV.
I am Metro, because everything I do needs to be fast.
I run nationwide.
On the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network.
I'll pay 40 bucks. No surprises.
I am Metro because I have to be fast, and fast wins.
Riding on that nationwide T-Mobile network.
It's not rocket science. Fast nationwide for $40. Period.
And welcome back here to the Lions Den. We're at halftime here at the Peach State Classic. It is a 21-17 ball game in favor of Westlake. Ryan White here on the mic with us. Ryan, your thoughts on the first half?
It's a very close game so far. Westlake being Westlake, you would expect them to at least have this, have at least a 10-point lead, but it's close. Lithonia is doing what a Bulldog does and staying in there and fighting hard.
Yep.
You have Lithonia coming in with an 11-1 record. They're trying to prove something. As you stated before, they're right down the street in the city of Lithonia, being in the shadows of the basketball powerhouse of DeKalb County, Miller Grove High School. So they're definitely coming in here with something to prove, especially with their talented roster so far. You have Smith, Freeman, and Patterson definitely doing a lot of damage from the perimeter with the guard play.
And you talked about Lithonia continuing to play well. One of those teams that, when you first hear about them, some of their pieces might not come to your mind, right off the bat, but a team that's definitely deserving more attention. Has this game been what you expected up to this point? I know you expected, Westlake to score a little more. Has Lithonia come out and given you the matchup you thought you would get, or how is this game on par with your expectations either way?
As I stated before, I was expecting Westlake to at least be up more than 3 right now, but I'm pretty sure I definitely seen some miscommunication out there on the Westlake side. There's definitely been some times where they gave up some easy baskets. They took some unnecessary shots or whatnot, but when you have a player like Wilkins and Durr definitely stepping up to the competition. Hopefully there's some hip-hop fans out there. Raekwon, he's a member of the Wu-Tang Clan. He definitely needs to get out there and start cooking. He definitely needs to step up and show that leadership and put this team ahead like they usually are, like they used to.
What are going to be some of the key dynamics you look to shape who comes out victorious in the second half?
I'm expecting Lithonia to keep it close because they're doing so well with the inside-out play. They're doing a lot of driving kick. You definitely have an excellent point guard that knows how to set the tempo and push the pace in Rodney Chapman. He kind of reminds me of a Stephen Wilberkin from Florida. He knows how to get inside. He knows to pick his spots and know when to take over when need be. But as stated before, when you have an in-depth roster like Westlake with Durr and the Lewis brothers and whatnot, anything can happen. It seems at the way they're playing right now, it seems like both teams are evenly balanced. on both the offensive and defensive end. So as stated before, when Westlake, when they have the opportunity to and not take any unnecessary shots, I'm pretty sure Coach Rogers would definitely be satisfied when his team take advantage of that and get his star players in the check.
So your prediction on how this second half pans out?
I'm expecting a close game. I want this to stay a close game. I'm expecting Westlake to still come out up top. They're going to fight for it, though. It's not going to be given to them. You can see it right here on the rosters and their records and whatnot. Westlake has a shaky record right now, but the way they're playing, you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
You cannot tell.
I think one thing we'll want to look at is, Jared Hurd. I think he's more aggressive and more assertive in the second half. Him really being that spark plug for Westlake. But I also want to look at the play of Daniel Lewis, the young sophomore. I think Lithonia's pressure has been able to kind of cloud his judgment a little bit out there. He's not the same player that we've seen him be this Peach State Classic. I look for him to make that adjustment here in the second half. And as far as Lithonia, I think those guys are going to continue, like you said, to keep it close and continue to fight. They believe going into each of these games that they should come out the victor, and it's a big reason why they're in this championship game. So any closing thoughts, man, as we get ready to chill before halftime ends?
Like you said with Daniel Lewis, you want to see him to be more aggressive. You don't want him to let the game to get the best of him, to get frustrated and commit silly turnovers. You want him to be the player that you want him to be. You want him to choose his spots. There were times in the game in the first quarter he definitely showed that he can choose his spots. He can take them when need be, but his teammates got to be there to back him up. And like I said, with Durr, he's an enigma. He can go off at any time he wants to, but then yet again, he might just let the motions get to the best of him. So, like I said before, when you have an in-depth roster like Westlake, you have no other choice but to step up to the plate and win. So Lithonia should definitely keep this game close. Westlake this is no walk in the park for Westlake. That's all I can say.
So we shall see just how that walk in the park translates for either one of these teams. After we get back, we got about 3 minutes left in halftime. You're watching the Peach State Classic here on SUV TV.
Crossover intelligence for basketball can save you hours of time. We break down and stat your game film for you and act as your video coordinator by giving you searchable clips, advanced statistics, shot charts, and a lot of other great info that you can access from any PC or through our iPad application. Just upload your video through the Crossover website, and 24 hours later, your film will be completely indexed and tagged. Each play will become its own video clip, allowing you to search the footage for anything you'd like. Here we'll take a look at all 3-pointers that were made in the fourth quarter. All of your offensive and defensive sets can also be tagged, so you can view the appropriate clips and determine which plays are achieving the best results. You can add any clip to a playlist or highlight reel and share everything with your players or assistant coaches. Crossover will also provide you with all of the numbers from each game, including complete player stats for both teams and advanced metrics like these. We even take the shooting numbers a step further with an interactive shot chart that lets you visualize the data. Filter by player, quarter, makes or misses, and click on any shot to watch the corresponding video. Crossover intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the crossover effect. Crossover intelligence for basketball can save you hours of time. We break down and stat your game film for you and act as your video coordinator by
State Classic. We're at the Lions Den at Westlake High School, where we've had a dandy going this entire evening between Lithonia High School and Westlake. It is 21-17 Westlake as we start the third period of play. It's been a fun, high-paced, high-energy game this afternoon, or excuse me, should I say evening.
And there we see Westlake doing a good job of maybe what they could have done a better job of in the first half, and that was when that young big fella gets his defender sealed off, get him the ball.
Just pound the ball inside. As they were struggled early a little bit in that first half. Wilkins over to Lewis. Lewis' ball is intercepted. Back to the other way. Gets the ball inside. Nice layup by Patterson for 2. Here come the Lions. Intercepted again. A turnover. Pull-up jumper by Chapman. We have an early timeout now by Douglas County. And it is 21-21 as we take this first break here on SUV TV.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is that, Lithonia, we talked about it in halftime, even with Ryan White on with us about how Lithonia, they're really not going to change their game at all going into the second half. I mean, it's a pretty simple recipe. Play extremely intense defense and make it as hard as possible for these Westlake guards to be able to wreak havoc out there.
Right, and that's like you were saying, and he was saying, we've seen Daniel Lewis and Wright pass the ball around, get the ball inside to Wilkins. Wilkins bring it back out, and then he's kind of made stuff happen. They've had nice ball movement, and it's been all guard and wing play for Westlake. As Lewis now gets the ball inside to Durr. Durr trapped, trying to get the ball out. Pull-up jumper for 2. Clayton Cromes for a 2-point. Okay, it was a 2. I didn't know what. I guess they were just letting the scores table know because it was a really iterated 2 there by the.
I didn't know Cromes had that shot in his repertoire.
You learn something new every day, Marcus. Here comes Lithonia back the other way. Intercepted by Kroom. Finger rolls, and that was Hurd. Hurd will go to the line to shoot 2 as Freeman commits his second foul on the evening.
Touched on this in the first half. It's going to take a serious leading effort by Hurd, I think, for them to get away with this victory. Lithonia is going to keep the pressure on them. They're going to make it tough to do what Westlake likes to do. But Hurd has the ability to handle that pressure and not only be able to score, but get others involved and also get a lot of trips to that place where he's at right now, that free throw line.
Lithonia, 11-1 on the season. They're ranked 4th in 4A classification. Here comes Lithonia. Back the other way. Tip ball to Chapman. Chapman then taps it to Warren. They can't connect. Intercepted now by Freeman. Freeman coming up, going in for the layup, and it is rejected, but come away with by Lithonia. Lithonia gets the ball inside. Nice pass and ball movement there as Patterson scores 2. 25-23, Westlake with the lead, 5:30 left in this third period. Just underway in this third period. We have a drive as Hurd drives straight to the bucket, gets fouled on the play. It's I believe, a holding foul.
That's what he's going to have to do. And this might be one of those games to where he gets, 10 to 12 free throws in the second half. Might not be the prettiest of wins, but that's what it might take against this Lithonia team that's not letting anything come easy. And some of his other, guard pieces, such as, Lewis and and as well as Wilkins have kind of struggled just a little bit.
Right. Westlake 6-5 on the season, 2-3, and in 5th place in the 6A region, as Pembroke and Douglas County are in the lead of the first and second schools in that region. And we have another bucket now by Lithonia. Here come the Lions. Lewis, top of the key, setting up the offense. Almost stolen there by Chapman. It's recovered. Gets the ball inside to Crooms. Crooms is fouled on the play.
I think we've touched on different dynamics with Lithonia. I mean, you look at their record, you look at Westlake's record, still a lot of people in this game kind of view Lithonia as the underdog. And I think, Coach Corcoran probably could care less about who has them rated what, but going into a game. But I think with their performance, they're really saying, hey, for those that don't know about us, here's a couple reasons why you may want to know about us by the end of this Peach State Classic.
Right, as Lithonia, they're ranked 4th in 4A, 19th in all classifications to state of Georgia. So in this early season, they've gotten some early recognition over the work they've done. Here comes Westlake to Wilkins. Wilkins trying to set the offense, trying to get the ball inside there to Crooms. Lewis, double teamed over to Crooms. Hurd. Now Lewis. Looks to be driving. Over to Hurd. Hurd, 3, does not connect. Rebound by Freeman. Ball is stripped and turned away. Wilkins slows the offense down. Resetting.
Very impressed with Lithonia's defense, especially on the ball that last possession.
Wilkins. Over to Lewis, top of the key. Lewis wants the ball back. He's like, I got this. Let's run this play. Gets the ball to Hurd. Hurd pull up. It is good. He's been almost a one-man wrecking crew for this Westlake team. Trying to get ball inside is Chapman. Chapman, nice finger roll there for 2. Here comes Westlake back the other way to Lewis. Lewis hands the ball off to Wilkins. Wilkins, top of the key. Over to Hurd.
It's all got to run through Hurd. Not necessarily him having to score it, but he's going to draw the attention that's going to make it easier for Wilkins and Lewis to get involved.
As Lewis has a little rolling pull-up, is no good. Back the other way. Here comes Warren. Warren to Chapman. Chapman slowing it down, far side of the bench to set up this play. As Coach Coker's directing it over there, relaying the play to Chapman.
One well-coached team against another well-coached team.
Pull-up jumper gets the ball inside to Christopher Robinson. Robinson is fouled on the play. We got some subs now coming in for Lithonia. 24, Darius Weibly. Here comes Westlake to Lewis. Lewis over to Hurd. Over to Crooms. Back to Lewis. Over to Wilkins by the bench. Hand the ball off to Hurd. Hurd looks like he's trying to drive inside. And he is double teamed and gets fouled. He is traveling on the play.
One of the few times where you kind of see her try to do a little too much on that play. Doesn't happen too often, but I think when you can, kind of look at the stalemate that this Lithonia defense has had some of his teammates at, you can understand them wanting to kind of force the issue a little bit.
Right, double team him, make one of the other guys hurt you.
This is a very interesting game. Only 27-28 as we approach the final minute 30 of the third quarter, but it's not drudgery to watch.
No, absolutely. I was about to say that it's 28-27, and you think you're watching a 35-30 game, back and forth, high energy, high action, pretty clean game. Not a lot of free throws, as Westlake is now leading 30-27. Minute 20 left. Three hoisted up by the Bulldogs does not connect. Cortez Robinson with the rebound. Now we have Freeman hoists up the rebound, misses up, follows own shot, and puts it up for two. Minute left in this game, in this third quarter. Here comes Wilkins. Wilkins drives straight to the bucket, uncontested, can't connect. Rebound, back the other way, fast break. Put up jumper there by Freeman. Nice play to get him to take the lead. We have a timeout on the call on the field, and we're going to take that breaker with him right here on SUV TV.
On the way to break, got to look at this Metro PCS instant replay as we see the fella inside, Taheem Freeman. Lithonia is saying, for those that don't know, tune in to SUV TV on these archives, and you'll be able to see us do what we do. 30-31 ball game. We'll be back from the timeout.
I am Metro, because everything I do needs to be fast.
I run nationwide.
On the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network.
I pay $40. No surprises.
I am Metro because I have to be fast, and fast wins.
Riding on that nationwide T-Mobile network.
It's not rocket science. Fast nationwide for $40. Period.
Back to the action. A minute before the end of the third period, 30-31. Westlake has lost the lead for the first time in a little while. Pull-up jumper by Crooms. Crooms can't connect. It's a scramble. We have back the other way now, Lithonia's ball. .6 left in this third period. Done. Top of the key. What looks like to be the last play, setting up the play before the start of the fourth quarter. Gets the ball inside over to Freeman. Freeman to Cortez Robinson. Robinson, far side of the court. Over to Warren. 5 on the clock. Warren gets the ball over to Freeman. Freeman hoists a three, does not connect. And as we go to the fourth quarter, it is 31-30. Lithonia, we're going to take a break right here on SUV TV.
I am Metro, because everything I do needs to be fast.
I run nationwide.
On the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network. I pay $40. No surprises.
I am Metro because I have to be fast, and fast wins.
Riding on that nationwide T-Mobile network.
It's not rocket science. Fast nationwide for $40. Period.
As we start this fourth quarter right here on SUTV at Westlake, where Lithonia and Westlake are squaring off in a dandy here, as we got the clock still not even going for the as the game. They haven't even realized this yet, but that's probably about a minute or so went off that time. Was not connected. Was not realized by the judges over there.
But that's the same guy that sung the national anthem, and with the way he sung it, I think we can let him slide with a miscue with the clock. That guy did a great job.
I 100% agree. Oh, now they're getting it straightened up now. Now, as this fourth quarter is just underway, who's the one guy on each team that you think needs to lead their team to victory tonight?
Well, I've said it at the risk of being redundant. Big play right there.
Nice block.
At the risk of being redundant, I've mentioned it several times as far as Westlake is concerned, and that's number 10, Jared Hurd. He's got to continue to do what he's done for Westlake up in this game. I think for Lithonia, I don't think there's one person that has to necessarily lead. I think they've done a good job defending by committee and scoring by committee.
As there's a 3 by someone off the bench, Warren, not even a starter, but he comes off the bench, has made some big plays and shots this evening. Back the other way, here come the Lions. Over to Durr. Durr throws an errant pass. Westlake. Ball hoisted up for Douglas. Can't connect. Inside, nice cleanup by Darius Wimley for Lithonia. That goes along the point you were just saying, Marcus, with there's no one guy in particular for the Bulldogs, but contribution here. It's a total team effort for Lithonia. As I believe there's a blocking foul on the play.
As it looks like they have to touch base because it looks like multiple officials signal for something different.
Get the play right? Get the call right.
Right. Coach Cole could not necessarily happy with that, but he'll focus his energies on getting his team ready. And Lewis going to the free throw line, nothing could help him more than a trip to the charity stripe now to kind of see the ball go through the basket a couple times. And
these free throws are going to be huge. It seems like the way this game's been going back and forth, no real true run in either team, although Lithonia's got a little 3-4 point run, if you want to call it. But these free throw line points are going to be huge as this game gets towards the end. As he hits both his free throws, back the other way, here's Lithonia, and looking at a little bit of a press, able to break the press. A 3 ball is put up for Lithonia as Warren can't connect, but clean up his mess as Christian Robinson for 2. Here's Lithonia and Lewis. Back over to your man, Hurd. Hurd setting up the offense. Gets the ball inside to Durr. Back over to Hurd, can't connect on the 3. The Bulldogs coming back the other way. Lithonia in all white, Westlake in blue. Inside, back over to Freeman. Now to Robinson. Robinson setting up the play. Gets the ball inside to Robinson. Over to Wimbley. Wimbley puts one up, can't connect. He's fouled on the play as Durr commits the foul.
And right now you're also seeing some good teammates there on behalf of Lithonia. When you travel with that many guys, there are a good portion of guys that will not get to play, but every big moment in this game, you see participation from top to bottom, those guys over there being good teammates. You can appreciate that, reflects the program well.
Absolutely, as like we were talking earlier, Jordan Smith, when they're starters for Lithonia, it's like I feel like I haven't caught his name or seen him on the court very much this evening. I guess it's got how the game flows and just how everybody else is playing. It's total team effort for Lithonia. Here comes Wilkins, top of the key. Over to Lewis. Lewis hoists a 3 and can't connect. Rebound by Freeman. Pull-up jumper. Nice 2-point bucket there by Cordaz Robinson.
I think now you're seeing a Lithonia team right now that really feels like this is their game to lose.
As they've stretched it out to a 10-point lead now with little under 5 minutes left. Inside bucket, no good as Freeman can't connect on the reverse layup. Back the other way, here comes Lewis. Lewis trying to drive it. Little floater, can't connect. Rebound by Hurd. Hurd over to Wilkins. Wilkins can't connect. Rebound. Fast break point, lay in.
Great
Nice
pass
play and pass. That's Freeman with the 2-point bucket. It's a timeout on the court. I believe Westlake calls the foul to try to stop this momentum and little run by Lithonia.
Let's look at that pass ahead. He did a great job because you had Hurd right there lurking. Instead, he throws it to where the player should go. Nice reverse finish there by Freeman. Lithonia making it do what it do here in the Lions Den.
That's great court awareness and ball movement. We're going to take a break right here on SUV TV. Welcome back to SUTV at Westlake High School. We're watching the championship game between Westlake and Lithonia. This has been the first really true run and biggest lead, I feel, of this game, as Lithonia has grabbed an 8-point lead with 4:28 left in this game. Westlake ball, Westlake in blue, Lithonia in white. Far side of the court's Lewis, back over to right. Right to Hurd, over, back to right, right top of the key, over to Lewis. Spin move there by Lewis, mishands the ball, Hurd picks up, little floater, he gets fouled on the play.
I mean, you just have to give Lithonia credit. It looks laborious for us just to watch Westlake's offense right now. I mean, you look at Lewis, who's had a tough game, and they're not making it any easier for him as he nearly spins into an offensive foul there. Then you got Hurd. Hurd put that shot up just to make sure they avoided a turnover. But the way these Lithonia Bulldogs are pressuring Westlake is very impressive.
That's Rodney Chapman on the foul. That's his 4th foul of the evening. Excuse me, Freeman's 4th foul of the evening. Hurd at the line. Shoot a second shot. We have a sub now as Crooms comes back in for Westlake. Durr takes a seat for the Lions. 4:06 left in this ball game. Here comes Lithonia. Warren cross midcourt, top of the key. Dancing around, trying to set up the offense. Over to Freeman. Freeman driving, gets double teamed, and he is fouled on the play. As Wright commits the foul.
What's so tough for Westlake is, okay, they trail by 11 now, 3:49 left. You look at what the Lithonia guards have been able to do with the way they've moved the ball, been able to knock down the timely three-pointer. Case in point.
As Freeman drains a 3. And there's a steal now by Lithonia. And there's a foul on the court as number 4, Wright, commits his 2nd foul.
But back to my point, you see Lithonia moving the ball. Everything is just flowing. And they've been able to beat their defender off the dribble as well and create opportunities. You look on this Westlake side of the ball, the only player that's been able to beat, these Lithonia guards off the dribble has been Hurd at times. And even then, they've recovered and really been able to kind of minimize his impact.
And Wilkins, a little bit in the first half, was able to get a little activity going. Here's Hurd. Over to Lewis. Lewis back to Hurd. To Lewis. Lewis driving, pass the ball to Crooms. Crooms twists a three, in and out, can't connect. Rebound by the Bulldogs. Ball stripped from behind, but recovered by Lithonia. It's a jump ball or a timeout? What was the?
I don't know, but it was some serious effort by one of those assistant coaches over at Lithonia as he dove on both knees trying to get that timeout called.
I believe it is a jump ball called, and it is going back to Westlake. 2:58, 49-33 Lithonia. The first real lead of this game. Here's Lewis. Gets the ball cross court to Wright. Wright, floater, can't connect. Here comes the Bulldogs. Over to Patterson. Patterson connects on the bucket and is fouled on the play. Will go up for the three-point play.
That was a long layup right there. It seemed like he got from half court to the rack in about 2.5 strides, did the big fella.
That 6'7" frame, long strides for Patterson. Can't complete the three-point play. 2:30 left in this game. Westlake and Hurd, top of the key. Here's Hurd. Finger roll, can't connect, but he is fouled on the play.
That's a tough one right there. It looked like pretty good defense by Lithonia on that one.
Absolutely, I agree. And this is what Westlake needs. The clock stopped where they can gain points. Hurd connects on the first one. We have a sub now for Westlake as Durd checks back in and Crooms heads to the bench. 51-34, Lithonia leading with 2:26 left in this game. Westlake putting on a press. Lithonia able to break it to Patterson. Patterson stops his dribble. Now to Chapman. Chapman to Robinson. Robinson driving inside as Patterson gets fouled on the play. He'll go to the line to shoot two. As Wright commits his, Durd commits his fourth foul. Yes, Coach Coker coaching up the boys over there how to set up their defense. Look at old Coach Coker coaching them over there, telling Patterson, calm down, it's okay, make this one, we're all right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a big part of that 11-1 start.
Absolutely. Here comes Westlake and Lewis. Lewis, pull-up jumper, can't connect. Is there a, looks like a push-off and foul by Durr. That is Durr's fifth foul as he is fouled out of this ball game.
That kind of like a frustration foul there by Durr. While players got to handle their frustrations on the court, you can easily see some of the game elements that have led to his frustration. I mean, he's had 2 or 3 Bulldogs around him anytime he's thought about touching the ball. They've done a good job boxing him out.
Yeah, he's been pretty quiet this ball game as well. Patterson connects on the first one.
And I think you look at the game that Lithonia was able to have these guards have, and that game, that of course trickles down to the big fella, the guys on the inside. It's been so hard for Westlake to bring the ball up once they get it up to really get things going.
Hurd pulls up for 3, in and out. Rebound. Lithonia. Chapman throws the ball to Patterson, gets tipped out of bounds by one of the Lion players. Robinson to check the ball in to Chapman. Chapman circling around top of the key, slow this play down, set it up. Peterson coming out to the screen. Chapman is double teamed, gets the ball inside. It's off the glass, and it ricochets right to Freeman, who drains the three. Little luck, but hey, you're not complaining.
It's been that about sums up how the day's been for Westlake up to this point.
Here's Wright. Wright hoists up a long three. Can't connect. Here come the Bulldogs and Chapman. A minute to play in this ball game.
Fella that threw that last pass off the backboard over for the three. I want to see after the game if that guy says he meant to do that.
Of course he did.
Right.
That's how they drew it up. That's exactly how the coaches drew it up. As Lewis scores the bucket. Timeout, Westlake, with 49 seconds left in this game, and we're going to take a break with them right here on SUV TV.
Yes, sir. It depends on how many angles you want.
Welcome back to the conclusion of Westlake High School scoring away against Lithonia High School here at Westlake High School. Here come the Lions and the Bulldogs. Bulldogs get the ball checked in, pass the ball over, little pull-up jumper, and it rings all the way around and in for as Edward Young checks into the game for the Bulldogs. To Wilkins. Wilkins double team, pulls up for three, can't connect. Bucket followed up as Hurd for two. We have another, I believe, timeout.
Gotta love these teaching moments by coaches at the end of the games, and I say that tongue-in-cheek because it gets to a point to where everybody's kind of ready to get home, especially when it's a 19-point advantage. But at the end of the day, it's that coach's job to be able to use whatever moments he can, to be able to teach his players and be able to use this experience in the next game and down the road. So
now, what's going on in that huddle? Is it more of, you know what, Lewis, you're okay. Let's keep doing what we're doing. We'll get back on the schneid in our next game, was it one of still kind of drawing up a play?
Yeah, combination of both, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to execution. So obviously you like to be able to execute before you're down 19 and the game's about to end, but at the end of the day, if you can take that momentum into the next game or be able to, a big part of how you start the next game is going to be how you finish this one. So if you mailed it in already, you're kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage for the next game.
Coach them to keep playing hard till it's 0.00 left on that clock.
Yep, and that's the only way some of the more improbable comebacks throughout history have been made to happen. They don't happen by guys saying, it's over,
As there's another foul on the court, Lewis will go to the line to shoot two.
Prime example, it's been a very tough game for Lewis. They haven't really let him do anything that he's wanted to do this entire game, but it's going to be these type of games that make him better over the course of a season.
As Lewis he's a sophomore, so he has plenty of time to grow throughout the season, learn, and develop his game.
He'll be doing that same thing. So it'll be funny. We'll reflect back on this moment, and Lewis will be doing that same thing to a sophomore as he continues his career here at Westlake. It's all full circle.
Yep. Been there. I've done this. This is what I'm supposed to be doing now, and here's how I'm going to execute it.
Right. So we see Hurd get another three-point play. I mean, just in prime example, you look out of that timeout, you got a nice bucket by Lewis, a bucket by Hurd. You go down fighting, and you take some positives in the next game.
Hurd misses the bucket, but Wilkins cleans up, gets the rebound, the two to go up for the three-point play. Wilkins has had a sneaky good game this evening, as we haven't called his name a lot scoring, but he has scored some, get the rebounds, and kind of gotten the offense involved. As we have a foul, they're gonna play it to the very end. Fouling. 5.5 left in this game. Lithonia will be the victors tonight.
My first time seeing Lithonia play live this season, and I'm gonna make sure it won't be my last time.
They've been very impressive, and then I know Lithonia's up on the big lead, but watching this game for the first, feel like 3 quarters almost, or maybe 2.5 quarters, this was a nail-biting back and forth game that Lithonia was able just to stretch out slowly but surely to where they are now.
Yeah, for the majority of the first 3 quarters, neither team will really let the other get comfortable. And then you really start to see Lithonia say, hey, we're going to go ahead and take it away.
As Lithonia is the winners of the Peach State City Classic here at Westlake High School, as Lithonia wins 59-47 this afternoon or evening. It's been a well done tournament by all these teams. Fun to watch. This ended up being a very almost lopsided score, but very high-paced, high-energy game this evening. If you want more, you want to see replays, catch your son, your daughter, whoever, go to the on-demand on SUV TV, where you can catch up on all the action that took place at the tournament tonight and throughout the last 3 days. That'll do us. Thank you for listening. Once again, I'm Locke. This is Marcus. You've been listening to SUV TV.